Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. It's once again time to plan for the new month, and it's nothing less than February. Since Valentine's Day is coming up, I wanted this month's theme to be all about love. Hence the butterflies, since when some people talk about love, they talk about butterflies in the stomach, and I think that's a really cute idea. I actually got an idea for this theme a few months back, and sat down and sketched out some ideas for the cover page. I had a really clear vision in my head about a hand with a butterfly sitting on the tip of the finger, so that's what I'm going with. I've always had a hard time drawing hands for some reason, but thankfully I made no errors this time. And as usual, I searched up some reference photos that I put in a separate mood board over at Pinterest. So if any one of you guys want to recreate this setup, I have a link to my Pinterest down in the description. Also, if you decide to recreate any of my setups, please tag me over at Instagram, because I love seeing your take on my spreads. So as I've talked about before, white gel pens doesn't work very well together with Tombow dual brush pens. So to color in the hand, I used a black brush pen from Pigma, which worked so well as a base for the white gel pen. I also covered up the first attempt of the title, since I didn't like the look of it. So instead I glued in a piece of rounded black paper and just wrote February with the same white gel pen. Now onto the butterfly. I must quickly tell you first that I did not look at Amanda Rach Lee's video before doing this. It was simply a coincidence that we used the same color for it. So I don't want anyone to think that I copy her in any way, since I got a comment about that in my 2021 bullet journal setup video. Now when we've got that out of the way, I decided to go with one look for every butterfly in this setup, since it would take too much time to make every single one unique. I changed up the look of the wings sometimes, but that's basically it. And to color it in, I used two different shades of blue to create this fading effect of the wing. I really liked how the blue is so piercing in comparison to all the black and white of the page. You can actually go with any color here. I asked you over at Instagram whether you wanted to see blue, pink or both colors for this theme, and most of you voted for blue or both, but I felt like that could look a little bit overwhelming, so I decided to just go with the blue color. I drew a simple border around it to complete the look of it, and it's basically just two lines next to each other with a little arc in the corners. For the quote page, I drew 3 more butterflies that circles around the quote, and even though they look pretty simple to draw, I think this theme has been the most time-consuming one yet. Simply because the butterflies are so detailed. They were very enjoyable to draw though, and actually pretty therapeutic. So I think I will have a lot of fun doing all the weekly spreads this month. Because I've decided to do 1 week at a time this month. I've been a little bit lazy these past 2 months by doing all my weeklies in one spread. But I kind of miss sitting down once a week drawing a new weekly. So that's what I will do in February. And I'm sorry if I'm saying February a bit weirdly. I don't know what it is, but my Swedish accent has a hard time with that word in particular. I really love the quote that I chose for this month. It doesn't really suit with the love theme, but definitely with the butterflies, so I went with that. And it says, "What if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?" And I think that's so cute. For parts of the quote, I used the bullet tip of my Zebra eyeliner in this beautiful blue color. I think it adds some detailing without having to put too much effort in. And then I just drew the same border around that quote. For some last touch-ups, I decided to draw some dots with the eyeliner to tie it all together. Now on to the monthly calendar. I went with 2 pages this month as well, since it worked so nicely last month. And I actually made an error here from the beginning. I made 5 rows for the days of the month when there's only 4, but you will see me correcting that in a bit. For me, February won't be very eventful. The only big thing that will happen is that I will finish with my math studies, which is a big relief, but it also feels a little bit uneasy, since I won't have so much to focus on. It has actually felt pretty nice to occupy my brain with math during this pandemic, so I guess I will have to find something else to do to make time run a little bit faster for me. Okay, so here you can see the error I made with the number of days for February. At first I had no idea how I were going to solve this problem, but since the cover page had some black in it, I figured that I could add some black craft paper to cover the mistake. And I think it's so fun how a mistake can turn into a very nice looking aspect of a spread. I've done this quite a few times before, and it always ends up with me liking the look of the page so much more. So that's really nice, since I used to just rip out a page or glue 2 pages together to fix mistakes in the beginning. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a how to draw butterflies over at my Instagram. Sometimes it's nice to have a quick tutorial to look at, and I really like doing them too. And it would also be nice if you could let me know what theme you are going for February, and also what you're most looking forward to. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, so that would really make my day. On the black stripe, I decided to draw some more butterflies with the white gel pen. At first I thought about doing a small gratitude log, but then decided that white butterflies would look better together with the colored ones. They look a little bit messy though, since the tip of the pen is pretty thick, at least a little bit too thick for drawing detailed doodles like this. To finish up my monthly log, I sprinkled some dots with the same Zebra eyeliner, and also some smaller dots with my Pigma Micron fineliner. I also decided to fill in the numbers of the calendar with my Tombow Fudenosuke. I feel like that made a big difference. And then I also used the white gel pen to rewrite numbers inside of the circles. I also added some grey shadings to the boxes with my light grey Tombow dual brush pen. Moving on with the mood tracker, I usually do some smaller doodles that I can fill in during the month, but this time I wanted to do something new, so I decided on doing one big butterfly with some sections inside the wings that I will fill in with my different moods. And since the mood tracker butterfly wouldn't take up so much space, and I didn't want the pages to look blank, I wrote mood tracker on most of the upper parts of the page. Then I also doodled some butterflies flying around to add some details. I feel like each spread in this setup looks pretty much the same, but I really wanted to include butterflies on each page, since they were so fun to draw and also brought so much to the pages. I drew the big butterfly like all the other ones, but made sure that the number of each section inside were exactly 28. When I edited this video though, something happened with this specific file, where I drew intersections, and also the 4 different keys. I have no idea what happened to it since I'm not very technical, but I'm just glad that there weren't anything important that disappeared on me. Like at first I thought that all the footage of me drawing the cover page were gone, but thankfully it was only this one. I decided to create a little Dutch door out of this butterfly, so I cut around and drew in my habit trackers on the other side. I kept the habit tracker page fairly simple, and I also decided to track the exact same habits as I did last month. Unfortunately, I didn't do very well with trying not to eat any sweets each day, but I will continue pushing that into February as well. The next page is for my 1 line a day page. This is really my favorite aspect of my setups each month, since it's so nice to sit down at the end of the day and come up with a line that sums up the day. It will also be very nice to have for the future, since it's a little bit like a mini diary. In the bottom I drew some miniature-sized butterflies to tie this page together with the rest of the setup. My 1 line a day pages tends to look a little bit boring usually, since there's not so much going on until you fill in the lines. But I feel like these little butterflies did wonders for this purpose. Now onto the last page of the setup. I was inspired by Claudia Joseph here on YouTube for the self-care bingo. I felt like it would be very suiting for February in particular, because Valentine's Day is not all about the love for a partner, it's also about taking care of yourself and your mental health. At least for me, since I don't have a special one, I'm planning on baking some cupcakes, watch a chick flick and just take care of myself. And I want this to keep going for all February, so this self-care bingo is a nice way to get yourself to actually do something for yourself. So what I did here was that I sectioned out 16 squares for 16 self-care routines, like for example meditate, call a friend, or turn off your phone for one day. And it would be so cute if we could all make some space for a self-care bingo this month, so feel free to follow mine or come up with other things that makes you happy. And if you do, I would love it if you could tag me on Instagram so that I can see how you're doing during February. I used 5 different Tombow brush pen colors to color in every routine to make it stand out more, and then I also drew some dots around the page as well. We are now at the end of this long video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this setup for February, and if you did, please like this video, leave a comment down below and subscribe for more content from me. Much love, guys, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!